GPT-5.6 Luna claims 250 to 350 tokens per second, but Kimi K3's independently measured speed is 32.4. One has receipts, one has a community blog, and that gap tells you everything you need to know going in. Both models are positioning as top tier right now, and the pricing and speed claims are all over the place. So I went through 10 verified sources, compared them across 4 real tests, and I'm not taking any vendor's word for it, honestly. What I found kind of shocked me, because this isn't a close race between 2=1 model showed up with data and one showed up with claims, and trust with your API budget is the whole question here. All right, so who is this for? If you're picking a model for production work, long document processing, or any workflow where you're paying per million tokens, this comparison matters a lot, because choosing the wrong one based on unverified claims means you're budgeting for performance that doesn't exist yet, and that's a real cost. Test 1 is inference speed, and the reason this one hurts when it goes wrong is super concrete. Your pipeline is stalled, you're paying for every second of latency, and that slowness multiplies fast across every single call at scale. Okay, so Kimi K3 clocks in at 32.4 tokens per second, measured by artificial analysis, and GPT-5.6 Luna claims 250 to 350 tokens per second from a community blog with no matching methodology. And on the provider side, Kimi runs up to 163.6 TS on Fireworks, while Luna has no provider data at all. Now, I want to be really clear before we call anything here. Comparing Kimi's lab measured 32.4 TS to Luna's blog claim 350 TS is like comparing a timed lap on a real track to a brochure number. So the gap looks massive, but it's not a real head-to-head. Beat is a tie. And honestly, I was expecting to hand this one to Luna based on those numbers, but you can't score what you can't verify. So Kimi K3 0, GPT 5, 6 Luna 0, 1 tied. And that stays a tie until someone like artificial analysis actually runs Luna through the same setup. Test 2 is pricing, and this runs things in a specific way. You build your cost model around one set of numbers, ship the thing, and then find out mid-month that the pricing page you read was from a community aggregator rather than the actual company, which is not a small mistake when you're running millions of tokens. Kimi K3's pricing is official and flat, $3 per million input tokens, $15 per million output tokens, straight from Kimi's own pricing page, while Luna's numbers come from a third-party blog, and Luna is API only with no consumer subscription option at all. On the surface, $1 input and $6 output looks way cheaper than Kimi's 3 and 15, but those figures aren't from OpenAI, and there's apparently a surcharge above 272,000 tokens that makes the math messier than it looks. So cheaper on paper doesn't mean cheaper in practice. Pricing is another tie, and I genuinely expected a clear cheaper option here, but Luna's numbers just aren't confirmed by OpenAI, so Kimi K3 0, GPT 5.6 Luna 0. 2 tied now, and Kimi at least gives you a number you can actually plan around. Test 3 is context and long context performance. And the failure mode here is really painful. You feed a model a massive document, it silently truncates past its actual limit, and the output looks fine until you realize it missed half the source material, which is a serious problem if you're processing legal docs, research papers, or long code bases. Both models claim roughly 1 million tokens of context, but what surprised me is the output side. Kimi K3's max output is 1 million tokens, officially confirmed, while Luna's claimed max output is 128,000 from a blog and unverified, and Kimi has a published long context reasoning score of 74.7%. While Luna has no published figure at all, both models technically claim about 1 million tokens of input context, so that part looks close, but the output gap is where it gets interesting. Kimi's 1 million token output versus Luna's claimed 128,000 is a big difference on paper. Except Luna's number isn't verified, so I can't treat it as a real data point. Context is a tie again, and this one frustrated me the most because Kimi's evidence is right there. 74.7% on the long context reasoning benchmark. 1 million token output, official docs, and Luna just doesn't have comparable published data. So that's 3 tied, Kimi K3 0, GPT 5.6 Luna 0. Test 4 is reasoning and math. And the way this goes wrong in practice is you ask a model to do something like multi-step financial analysis or a complex coding problem. It gives you a confident sounding answer. And the answer is just wrong, which is the worst outcome, because a bad result can sit undetected until it's already caused a problem downstream. Kimi K3 has a GPQA diamond score of 94%, IMA 2025 at 88%, math at 81.2%, and GSM 8K at 96.8%, all independently reported. And for GPT-5, 6 Luna, I looked everywhere and there's almost nothing, just an unverified intelligence index of 51 from a blog. The one overlapping number is the AA intelligence index, where Kimi scores 57 and Luna is claimed at 51. But Kimi's 57 is from artificial analysis directly, while Luna's 51 is from a blog. So even that comparison isn't a fair fight. And honestly, Luna could be totally competitive at reasoning. We just don't have the data to know yet. Reasoning is a tie. And I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting this to be the one test where a clear winner emerged, given how many scores Kimi has. But without Luna's verified data, I can't call it. So the final score is Kimi K3 GPT-5.6 Luna 0, all four tied. So here's where Kimi K3 is clearly ahead. Independently verified reasoning scores with GPQA at 94%, AIM at 88%, math at 81.2%, official flat pricing at $3 input and $15 output with no surcharge surprises, 1 million token max output, and you can subscribe as a consumer starting at $15 a month. Now, where GPT 5.6 Luna could win if its claims hold up is speed and price. Claimed 250 to 350 tokens per second would be 7 to 10 times faster than Kimi's measured 32.4, and $1 input and $6 output per million tokens is significantly cheaper than Kimi if those numbers are actually real and confirmed by OpenAI. All right, so I went in expecting a real head-to-head and got a transparency report instead, which is kind of the finding. Right now, only Kimi K3 has verified data. So if you need a model you can actually budget for and trust today, go with Kimi K3. And if Luna's speed and price claims get independently confirmed, that changes fast, but zero verified wins for Luna is the number that matters right now.